what I looked at it was, we use it on our inbound for our inbound leads for our sales teams here. We teach this to agents as well, that when a lead comes in, it's really that perfect first minute where you want to get that lead and call back within the first minute. There's a stat that we use in our presentations. We talk about that if you can call a lead within the first 5 minutes, you are 100 times more likely to convert the lead than if you waited 30 minutes. Now, 30 minutes, according to NAR standards, is still above the curve, but that is not where you want to be. So you want to be the first minute. But what I learned also from Chris is that, you know what, there's a technique called the double dial. And the double dial, you've been double dialed before, Mark, I can guarantee it. So you ever have somebody call you up, you say, I don't recognize this number, and I'll just wait and let it go to voicemail. But it doesn't go to voicemail. They call back right away, right? And you're like, oh, this must be important. They're calling back twice. You answer the phone. You've just been double dialed. So that's it. So
it happens all the freaking time. And I get annoyed because I'm like, didn't I just let you go to voicemail? Like, I'm literally talking to the phone, looking at it like, you're not in my contacts. Didn't I just, right? And then you answer.
So now you can put a name with the actual action, right? The double dial. So he talks about that. There's another technique that he uses called bursting. And bursting is, it's kind of like, hey, I'm going to come at you with a couple different ways, and I'm hoping that one of the ways you're going to grab on and respond to it. So bursting is, I call first, right? And maybe I've done my double dial, I leave a voicemail, but after that, I don't give up and wait for him to call me back. I text him right away. Hey, I saw that you're interested in this property at this address. Hey, I got some information about it. Because maybe they're at work, or maybe they can't talk right now, but or they might be more comfortable with texting, so they text you back. That's a way to reach out to them. If they still don't respond, I shoot them an email. So that's called the bursting technique. So within the first 5 minutes, if I haven't been able to get them on the phone, I call, I text, and email, all within minutes of each other. That's bursting. And then another thing that we learned is like what's the formula for how many times I should call these guys back, in a day. So if it's an inbound lead, call back at minute 1, and then in between that and the next one, you're going to do the bursting technique, texting and email. Then you would call back at minute 10, okay? And at minute 10, you might not leave a voicemail. You left the voicemail if you double dial, you leave a voicemail, but then at minute 10, you don't. Minute 30, you call back again. Because remember, they've inquired about a lead. They're inquiring about something. They want information. I want to be the one to give it to them. And then I would do it after that third one at minute 30, I would do one more, hour 2. And then after that, I might send another email for the day, and then maybe a text message or 2. And then the next day, I'll do a morning call and a PM call, morning email, PM text. And then after that, I don't give up. I still will, maybe now, I won't call back as often. But one of the things that really stuck out in that book is that how many people give up on leads after this, 1 or 2 days. Oh, I didn't hear back from them. They're probably working with somebody else. These assumptions happen. But what happens a lot of times is I go to look at a house, and guess what? By the time I get my house in order with regards to mortgage and everything else, it's sold. Now I'm kind of bummed out. I really have my heart set on that one house. I kind of take myself away from the market. And this actually happened to me last year. I take myself away from the market, and I said, you know what? I'm going to hold off for a while. And about a month later, I see another house I like. This time I've got my pre-qualification. I'm ready to go. But, here, no one called me back from that first one. So now I'm going to call again. So if you can resurrect these leads that everybody else is kind of written off, so you keep them in your CRM, right? You keep them in a drip marketing campaign. You follow up, every couple of weeks or whatever, see if things are going. And you'd be surprised how many of these deals come alive, and now you've got no competition because everybody else has kind of already written it off.